Lashkar-e-Taiba commander Sheikh Yusuf Afridi was walking outside his home when armed men approached at close range, fired multiple shots, and vanished. No group claimed responsibility, and the attackers remain unidentified. This was a highly calculated strike. Afridi was the central node for recruiting vulnerable youth from impoverished tribal areas, manipulating them into joining Lashkar-e-Taiba's militant ranks. 10 to 15 years ago, the geopolitical reality looked very different. Pakistan's proxy networks operated with near-total impunity, executing operations across the border without fear of internal retaliation. You look at this photo of the Taj Hotel during the Mumbai siege. The attacks in those days involved massive urban bombings and multi-day standoffs coordinated directly from across the border. Today, the capacity for Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed to pull off strikes on that massive scale has plummeted. The infrastructure to support those complex sieges is failing. The dynamic has flipped. The commanders who used to plan these attacks are now living in a constant state of paranoia, realizing any unknown person on the street might be there to deliver justice. Without these key operatives safely managing logistics, the proxy forces are effectively grounded. It leaves the state facing a major strategic crisis, having lost its primary tool for projecting covert regional influence. Look at the data from the last 4 years. The targets aren't low-level foot soldiers. They are the specialized operatives who handle money and logistics. Take Mystery Zahur Ibrahim, the notorious hijacker of the Indian Airlines flight. He was tracked down and killed in Karachi by anonymous gunmen. Then there's Lal Muhammad, a major operative running counterfeit currency networks into India. He was eliminated across the border in Nepal. Or consider Shahid Latif, the mastermind behind the Pathankot airbase attack. 3 unknown shooters executed him right outside a mosque in 2023. Militant organizations operate like corporate supply chains, relying on a small, specialized group to move cash, secure weapons, and forge documents. When an assassin removes that specialized skill, the surrounding network can't function. The foot soldiers are left isolated. Decades of diplomatic pressure struggled to slow these groups down. A relentless string of kinetic strikes paralyzed them from the inside out. Over on the official diplomatic stage, international governing bodies are documenting this exact terror infrastructure. A U.S. congressional report laid it out explicitly. 12 militant groups operating inside Pakistan are now legally designated as foreign terrorist organizations under U.S. law. But data-driven reports are only half the political equation. The other half is the highly unpredictable, personal statements coming from leaders like Donald Trump. While the official U.S. stance is strict, Trump has repeatedly gone out of his way to praise Pakistan's military leadership. Meanwhile, he openly criticizes key NATO allies, frequently directing hostility toward leaders like France's Emmanuel Macron. To counter this inconsistency, India is pushing the United Nations, Russia, and European powers to adopt similar terrorist designations and lock down the narrative globally. Official government reports accurately track the reality on the ground, but when prominent world leaders offer praise off the cuff, it creates a massive diplomatic loophole for Pakistan to exploit. With their physical proxy networks crumbling, Pakistan's leadership is pivoting to a completely new strategy to maintain leverage: narrative warfare. This new geopolitical battleground, the Indus Waters Treaty, will define the next decade of regional tension. The strategy relies on weaponizing the flow of this river. Pakistan's ministers are already pushing a coordinated campaign accusing India of artificially hoarding the water supply to starve their population. As extreme regional heat waves strike the subcontinent in the coming years, water scarcity will become severe. Pakistan intends to use this natural drought to amplify a global victimhood narrative. Their prime minister has officially declared the river flow a firm red line, stating publicly that any perceived restriction by India will be treated as an overt act of aggression. To sell this story to the world, they are actively utilizing state-aligned media platforms in Turkey and China, attempting to legitimize their claims of resource theft. The real danger for India lies in the possibility that a well-placed lobbying campaign could convince unpredictable Western politicians to publicly validate Pakistan's water rights, instantly internationalizing the dispute. Massive cross-border terrorist strikes are now fading away, replaced by a new strategic struggle over natural resources and global perception.
If you value clarity over chaos, explore more on Clear Lens X.